true crime. I don't know what to call you guys. Okay, well, we'll just say my true crime people for right now, so I can figure out what to call you guys. Welcome to my channel. It is I, Madam True Crime. I hope everybody is doing well rested, had their coffee, or wherever you are in the world, get ready for bed. So, let's get into it. So, I want to talk about a case that happened in my hometown, North Carolina. I'll give you all a little background about me. I'm from North Carolina. Moved here when I was five back in 1997, I think. So this case kind of hits close to home a little bit because the only reason why I say that is because when we first moved down here, I was 5, me and my family. I was 5 years old, and this was one of my mom's biggest fear. Now, I'm not a parent or anything, and when we get into the case, you'll see why it was her biggest fear. So, all right, let's picture this. This happened 25 years ago in Hope County, North Carolina on Gainey Road. January 7th, 1998 at 6:30 a.m., Brittany Locklear's mom, Connie Locklear, Chavis, woke up her 5-year-old daughter, Brittany Locklear. They picked out her outfit, a green and white softball t-shirt, green denim overalls, green and pink tennis shoes, and white socks and green hair tie. Connie helped Brittany put on her little red riding hood winter coat, and they've done this, I'm telling you guys, they've done this 100 times before. Nothing out of the ordinary. All right. The pair sets out for the bus stop, which is at the end of the road, and the end of her driveway, less than 500 feet from the Locklear home. As y'all can see in the picture above, around 7 a.m., her mother had to use the restroom. She stepped inside to use the back restroom before the bus came. When Connie came out, Brittany was gone. So, as any parent, she thought, okay, well, she probably caught the bus. Connie did rush to West Hope Elementary School, where Brittany went, just to make sure she made it there. And to her surprise, school official told her she never arrived. And then reality set in on Connie as a parent. Brittany had been kidnapped. So we're going to get into details of the search. So, some of you guys are, I'm assuming my viewers are parents, so y'all can understand as a parent how scary that is. You realize your kid didn't make it to school. You thought they made it to school and they didn't. So, getting into the search, Connie calls the police to report Brittany missing. To add salt to the wound, neighbors witnessed a pickup truck slam on its brakes at the end of the driveway, and a man got out and grabbed Brittany and then sped away. Come Wednesday morning, the news of Brittany going missing hits the town, and people started doing a large search. By 9 a.m. that morning, law enforcement discovered Brittany's clothes on a dirt road approximately 2 miles away from her home. Well, I got some sad news for you folks. So, in my area, I'll be honest with you, in North Carolina, around January, they do her anniversary, Brittany Locklear's anniversary, to get the case back out there. And I'll be honest with you, what I'm about to tell y'all, I do have some sad news. I didn't think they found her. Let's leave it like that, because they always make it seem like on the news they didn't find her. So I'm going to get into it. On January 8, 1998, around 2 p.m., Brittany's nude body was discovered in a roadside drainage ditch, 3 miles from her home. Autopsy showed that possible SA may have taken place, and drowning in the drainage ditch was cause of death. Police took evidence and questioned registered offenders within a 5 miles radius. Early on, there was many tips reported. However, no leads broke the case. In 2002, investigators received their first break in the case when a firefighter in Fort Bragg, was arrested for bank robbery. Investigators later found a photograph of Brittany inside his locker at the fire station. Well, firefighter DNA was not a match to the biological evidence collected from the crime scene. There where Brittany was found. He was cleared as a suspect, and the photograph was just a newspaper clipping from her case. The next break came on January 23rd, 2015. Hope County Sheriff's Office announced that they had enough DNA evidence to create a genetic profile of the individual that Brittany. I don't want to say the word because YouTube will flag me, but y'all know, you get what I'm saying. The case stands today. Currently, there is a $20,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the individual responsible for Brittany Locklear's murder. If you have any information, I'm going to put it out there. If you guys have any information what happened to Brittany Locklear, in the comments below, and I'll put my sources down in the box below. Please contact the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-334-3000. Any tips will be helpful. So let's take a deep dive into it. My mom remembers this case. I should have included her into this because she remembers her take on the case, and she didn't think never found Brittany, because every time, like I said before, they always do her anniversary. They'll do her anniversary, flowers, recap the case and all that, and where it stood today. I didn't think so either they found her, because I thought maybe, she was missing and that was it. I didn't know they found her. Well, Connie Locklear, she did an interview back in 2019, December 28, 2019, and stated it still hurts. I get losing her daughter, and she really does hope that before she passes on, she gets the answer she needs. So, here's my favorite part. Let's take a deep dive into this case, because your girl got some questions. Because reading up on this, and some stuff to me doesn't add up with the whole investigation. So I know a friend of mine, he remembers the case. He said he read an article, said the neighbors really didn't come forward until a week after Brittany went missing about the truck. And they never gave a description of what the truck looked like or what the individual looked like. And someone said, in the one comment, someone did say, did Brittany know her attacker? The reason why I say that is because Brittany didn't, from what neighbors stated, Brittany didn't resist her attacker. I guess if you will say she let her take her. It's like, okay, did she know who her attacker was? You know what I mean? Just a thought out there. And maybe that, or was it a random act? Was she targeted a random act? Because they've done this routine, her and her mother have done this routine 100 times, getting her up, getting her ready for school, waiting for the bus stop. That one time, her mom decided to go to the bathroom and go in the house, that was the conductor's chance to get Brittany. And Brittany, I should have said this at the beginning, I'll put a picture of what Brittany looked like. Brittany was the sweetest, looking at the picture, looked like she was the sweetest girl, very pretty. It looked like the innocence. If y'all see the innocence in her picture, it's very sad. It was so early in the morning. This had been, it could have been pre-planned. Someone probably knew their schedule, and that was their, like I said, that was their opportunity. More notes, because like I said, I have some questions. The backpack and the belongings found on Ryan Road. Okay, did he throw the backpack out? I mean, what was in the backpack? It's like a lot of stuff doesn't really make sense to me. So I'm gonna give y'all one tidbit. So 13 years ago, one of the SBI, yes, it's SBI, because I said the same thing. I was like, what the heck is SBI? I had never heard of it. I thought it was an infection. I don't know. But it's the State Bureau Investigation. It's kind of like the FBI, but you have your state, like the Federal Bureau Investigation, you have the State Bureau Investigation. So it's FBI. Told someone, I guess a retired agent told Raleigh NBC station, WRAL, that some tips that were called in when Brittany first went missing slipped through the cracks. They got so overwhelmed with tips early on in the case that some of it got slipped through the cracks. So it does begin to leave me wondering, maybe somebody out there may have seen something that day, particularly that day, and maybe it just didn't make it in time to tip line, or just maybe got slipped through the cracks, like I said. And in 2009, the sheriff announced that they were starting over the Brittany Locklear case. Why the hell are we starting over the case? The evidence is there, and I think I know why her mom is so upset, because apparently, and I'm gonna, like I said, put all this information in the articles I pulled in the comments below, and you guys, and I try to be unbiased with stuff too, so forgive me. But sometimes sheriffs, when they try to get reelected in some small towns, they try to use a certain case, especially this case right here. Try to get reelected. Oh yes, we'll try to solve the case. We'll, do all they can to get reelected. So why the hell are we starting over the case when the evidence is there? Then they had a DNA profile, but they never released the DNA profile, what the person looked like. I don't even know what the hell I'm looking for that matter. I could be talking to my boyfriend, he could be the person I'm looking for. I'm just saying that you don't know if he's African American, you don't know if he's white, you don't know if he's Chinese, you don't know if he's this. I don't even know what I'm looking for. So it's like kind of odd that they haven't released DNA, like released a sketch. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what they need to do, I think, so we know. Who knows? But I think that's why her mom is unhappy how the turnabout with the case was, because I know my mom made a comment, especially she remembers a lot of stuff that went on with this case, that they didn't take it seriously at first, because there was always that rule, 24 hours to a person you can report a person missing. Now keep in mind, y'all, Brittany only 5 years old. I can understand if she was a teenager back then and run away, but still, she's 5 years old. So it's just a lot. And then who tipped off, and another question I have, who tipped off the search party? How did they know where to look for her? How did they know where to find her? And each article I looked up, I was trying to find it, and I couldn't, okay, how did they know that she was over there? And I know one neighbor, it was so sad, one neighbor, he felt so guilty because it was like she was out there this whole time, right underneath our nose. Right underneath our nose. And she was cold, probably still barely alive, and they found her the next day. So it's just, like I said, this case still baffles me. And then I'll leave you guys with one thing too. Insidious women and girls are murdered at 10 times higher than any other ethnicities, with murder being the third leading case of death for indigenous women and girls. And Brittany falls into that category. Well, like I said, in the we call that thing below YouTube. What is that thing called? The description box. That's what it's called. In the description box, I'll post all my articles and all the stuff where I pulled from. And every article says the same thing: how she went missing, where they found her, and all that stuff. So I think it's just it's a sad case, especially some of you guys who are parents. And like I said, that was my mom's biggest fear. I'll be honest with you guys. I wasn't allowed. My mom did not let me or my younger brother walk to the bus stop by ourselves. She always drove us to the bus stop. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't walk to the bus stop by myself until I became, I think I was a junior in high school into my senior year. And back then, you have the technology what you have now. You have cell phones. You have texting. And she was the type, all right, text me when you get on the bus. Text me when you get to school. Text me when you get home. Call me when you get home. To this day, y'all, I am 32 years old. You know, my mama still wants me to call her, make sure that I get to where I need to get. And she's down if you got tracking and stuff. So, it's a very unfortunate event. That's why that was my mom's biggest fear. And people even back then thought my mom, I would say my friends thought my mom was a worry ward. But hey, I see why, because you see cases like this all the time. And I'll put more information, and I'll put the phone number down for the tip line in case anybody, you never know, my video might come out. I might help solve the murder, you never know. So I'll put everything down in the description box below. So, but I hope everybody is doing good with, hope everybody enjoyed my video. And if y'all have any suggestions on a video, or if y'all would like to cover, for me to cover any type of missing case, murder, a relative that's went missing a while back, let me know. Send me a message on, I think YouTube got messaging, or just drop it below in the comments. But I hope everybody enjoyed my video. I'll see you next time. Remember, true crime.